All right, all right, all right. Hey, YouTube, I'm Lucky, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the topic that Bungie has revived trials. I mean, seriously, look at the numbers here. I'll pull them up on the screen. We've got over 400,000 players. Now, that might not sound like a ton necessarily, depending upon what other games you might play, but 400,000 in the playlist Trials of Osiris alone is a ton. This is the highest player base we've ever seen in Destiny 2 Trials of Osiris, to be clear, okay? There's definitely been more players playing Trials in Trials of the 9 at the start. Like I said, there was over 1 million players, and definitely in D1 Trials, there's way more than 400,000. But as far as D2 player base in Trials of Osiris, this is really impressive. So definitely a big sign for Bungie, okay? The loot matters, all right? I've mentioned this so many times now. The loot matters. If you want to get players into Trials, make the loot good. 3-win Igneous Hammer, and what do you know? We have the highest player base ever. We definitely need to make sure that the loot is incentivized and is accessible to people. They said that they're going to be making the 3 wins and 5 wins easier in the future. I'm happy to hear that, and really happy to see that Trials has been essentially revived from the dead for this week. However, let's keep in mind that Trials is actually updated on an annual basis, and we're not that far into it. So let's see how well Trials is doing 3 months from now. Let's see how well Trials is doing 6 months from now. It may not be the best, but hopefully, fingers crossed, Bungie can keep it spiced up with whatever they can come up with. But that set aside now, let's look at the Trials meta report, okay? We're looking at what weapons are the most potent, what weapons are the strongest in Trials. Go ahead and type in the comment section below now. Before I pull up this chart, what do you think was the most used primary ammo weapon this week in Trials? What do you think it was, all right? Which weapon? I'm not talking about, of course, the Felwinter's Lie is up there. We've talked about this many, many times, all right? Comment this down below. We'll find out if you're right. The most used primary ammo weapon this weekend in Trials was the Igneous Hammer. Very surprising, in my opinion, because it came out a week ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago it was, and it was for 5 wins. Not everyone could get it necessarily, but it was pretty accessible at 5 wins. It got canceled that week, though. It comes back. This is almost the first week it's ever been available within the perk pool, within the loot pool. And it already reaches the charts at the very top. The very top. The most used 120 RPM the first 4 days that it's here. That's insane. That is a ton of people using this weapon. And if you notice, the number 8 slot is also the Igneous Hammer. That's how much this weapon was used. The Igneous Hammer Adept also makes it in there. Almost gets 1 million kills in and of itself. But at the very tippity top, we've got, of course, the Felwinter's Lie. I've mentioned this many times before, and Bungie has mentioned that they're going to be nerfing this weapon soon. So strong, so potent, and now available to everyone via the kiosk in the tower. I was giving some bets throughout the week, thinking that hopefully the Felwinter's Lie would hit 5 million kills. It's record-breaking number of kills, but unfortunately, Felwinter's Lie fell a little short, you know. Poor Felwinter didn't quite make it to 5 million kills this week. Feels bad. So some F's in the comments for the Felwinter's Lie. The number 2 most used weapon, like I mentioned, is the unadept Igneous Hammer. Much more accessible than the adept version and extremely lethal, okay? You're looking for that quick draw rampage roll, maybe quick draw snapshot. Personally, I've been liking the quick draw snapshot roll a little more. Let me know in the comment section below, what roll of the Igneous Hammer did you get? What roll are you using when you're out there slaying in Crucible and doing your thing, all right? The number 3 most used weapon is the Steady Hand 120 RPM hand cannon. No surprises there. 120s are so strong. This one comes from Iron Banner, and it's in the Kinetic slot. So I'm imagining a lot of people are using Felwinter, obviously, and along with that, they're like, all right, what's the best hand cannon I can use to pair with this Felwinter? And they choose the Steady Hand, and it's definitely the best choice for accessibility and for pairing with the Felwinters, but also it's the best choice in slot. You got some amazing perks on the Steady Hand. You can get the quick draw, you can get a snapshot roll, you can get a bunch of really strong perks, damage boosting perks, 2-tapping perks, etc. The Steady Hand is definitely the best weapon to pair with the Felwinter's Lie. And guess what? Iron Banner's out this week. So if you didn't know that, or if you don't have a God roll, definitely go get yourself one. If you weren't able to get that Igneous Hammer, the exact roll that you're looking for, don't stress it too much. Go ahead and get the Steady Hand. It's available in Iron Banner. Number 4, the most used weapon is the Astral Horizon Kinetic Shotgun. No surprises there, because Igneous Hammer is the number 2 weapon, so they got to pair something with it, right? If you're using a hand cannon, you're probably going to use a shotgun, especially on a map like Endless Vale, the smallest Trials map available. You're for sure going to see a lot of shotgun usage, okay? A ton of shotgun usage, and Astral Horizon is the best in slot to pair with the Igneous Hammer. That being said, however, the number 5 slot goes to Bastion, which is almost as good, if not better, than the Astral Horizon. I used this personally a couple times this week. I felt bad using it almost because it's so disgusting. But if you put this bad boy on, when people are running around their supers and shit, you can just shut that shit down, okay? Bastion is dirty at shutting down supers. It's dirty at everything, really. It's just super strong, super potent. Is it overpowered? No, I don't think it's overpowered. I'm gonna say it. You might be upset with me. I don't think it's overpowered. I think it's very strong. It takes a charge up time, so it's not as overpowered as a shotgun that's just instant fire. Moving down to the number 6 slot now, we've got the True Prophecy. My baby! True Prophecy, oh, you've fallen so far. So sad to see you go. True Prophecy just doesn't have as good of perks for 120 RPM hand cannons, so it's fallen by the wayside, okay? Its perks, you can get that rangefinder rampage roll, which is fire, but the handling kind of sucks on it, okay? Sorry if that's the roll you're using. Sorry if you like the True Prophecy. Not hating on you, not hating on your gun. This was my gun for a long time, okay? Rangefinder on it is nice. Rampage, nice. Unfortunately, no handling though, okay? We got no snapshot option. We got no quick draw option. True Prophecy, unfortunately, it does not hang with the 120s. Not at the very top anymore. It's at least in the top 10 though, but it's not at the very top. All right, moving on down to the next one. We have Dead Man's Tale. Dead Man's Tale making it in the top 10. Let's go. This is kind of crazy. We're in a new world now, okay? We're using scout rifles in the meta. If you were to tell me last year that the meta would be a scout rifle that people are running around hip firing, I would have laughed you out of the fucking comment section. I would have said, listen here, don't ever comment on my YouTube videos ever again, okay? If you're going to tell me that people are going to be running around hip firing scout rifles and that's the meta, you're an idiot, right? But here we are. This is real life. This is reality. This is 2021, all right? People are running around with Dead Man's Tale. It's in the top 10. It's the number 7 most used weapon. Very, very strong, especially if you're on Titan. You've seen me use it before. You're flying up in the sky and you're hip firing down on people. You're like an AC-130. It's awesome. All right, next up, we've got the Igneous Hammer, the number 8th most used weapon, the Adept version, though, right? The Adept version, slightly better than the regular version. Maybe, in my opinion, I wouldn't worry about it. Focus more on the God roll than on the Adept or non-Adept version. Trust me, you'll enjoy that so much more. Because if you get the God roll of the non-Adept version, and you're just like, oh man, but it's not the Adept one. Like, dude, it's not going to make that big a difference. I promise you. I have the God roll of the Adept version, and I have the God roll of the non-Adept version. And guess what? I use the non-Adept version because the magazine perk is better on my non-Adept version. So that's why I use it. I like having 10 shots in the mag. So literally, that's why I use it. And you'll see me using the non-Adept Igneous Hammer because it's a slightly better roll than my Adept one. Moving on to the next one, we have the number 9 slot is the Chaperone. People are just like, hey, what do I pair with this Igneous Hammer? I don't know. I need a shotgun. I need an ape. I don't have a quick draw Astral. What do I do? What do I do? I'll throw on the Chaperone. That's what they do. That's what they say. And that's why the Chaperone is in the top 10, in my opinion. Let me know in the comment section below if that was your thought process, if that's why you slapped on the Chaperone this weekend in Trials. The number 10 slot is the Adored. A sniper rifle made it into the top 10, which is almost impressive, especially on a map like Endless Vale. I mean, there's very little room for sniping on this map. But a sniper rifle squeaked in there. And of course, if any sniper is going to squeak in there, it's going to be the Adored, all right? That's the best sniper in the game. Currently still, there are some other snipers that definitely compare. In my opinion, I would personally use I have Soul, Snapshot, Opening Shot, but not everyone has that roll, okay? Not everyone has that God roll. I have Soul, so Adored is there. It's easily accessible, so that's why you see a lot of people using that. That's your Trials meta report, though. Let me know, what do you think about the Trials numbers skyrocketing over 400,000? Are you excited? What do you think Bungie's going to do for the loot next week? Are they just going to totally shit the bed and not give us any good weapons? Who knows? We never know with Trials these days, okay? But I guarantee you, if the loot is crap next week, the numbers are going to be crap too, okay? We're going to be seeing numbers extremely low, like sub 200,000 easily, okay? So the loot needs to be good, then the population is good, so on and so forth. Hopefully Bungie gets that message, and hopefully next week is a fun weekend of Trials. If you enjoyed this video, though, make sure to subscribe with notifications on. I appreciate it, and smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.